weekly trip to paradise, Louisiana style, with Gary Risponi. Paradise, Louisiana is brought to you by Circle K. Louisiana State Parks. Follow your outside voice to our parks and historic sites. Farm Bureau Insurance. Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company. Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change. Louisiana Fish Fry Products. Veterans Help Foundation. Relief Windows. Experience. Quality. Service. Catering Cajun. Creative catering from casual to corporate. Visit Baton Rouge, an authentic Louisiana experience. Murphy Law Firm. Don't be a victim twice. And by CCA Louisiana and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament.
Welcome to the first show of 2019. I'm Gary Risponi. This is Paradise, Louisiana, coming to you almost close to home today in Bellingraph Lake at the home of my nephew Kirk. But let me tell you what, had to get a fishing report in. We got a lot of things coming up this year. We got trips with LSU coaches, we got hunting trips, we got more wish to fish, we got so many things coming up this year. We got a lot of things coming with Veterans Help. So I just wanted to get this in this first week. So you stay tuned for a show. We're going to bring you some of the old video and some of the video that came in the last 2 weeks. So we got video coming from Perry Bass, from down south fishing, and Chas. So we got a bunch of them coming up and a tremendous hunting and fishing report. So stay tuned. Paradise, Louisiana. This is 2019.
Stay tuned for more Paradise, Louisiana. Voted Best of Louisiana Outdoors 3 years in a row.
When my wife and I started Relief Windows, what our goal was to give a quality job to a homeowner. Everybody's scared of contractors. We wanted to change the mold of what that is. The reason why you should pick Relief Windows to do your renovation of your home, windows, doors, hardy plank, or siding, is because of the experience, quality service of our company. We're going to show up on time. We're going to do the job right. The job's not done until you're happy and we're happy. We believe you deserve a quality job.
Benny's Unlimited Wash Club memberships start at $14.99 a month. Wash, rinse, and repeat every day. Join Benny's Unlimited Wash Club at one of Benny's 7 locations.
Okay, Brett, safety and car insurance.
Never scored a safety. That's defense. But go on, please.
Yeah, defensive. That's exactly how you should drive.
There is no such thing as a defensive drive. Offense makes the drive.
Oh, I mean when you're on the road.
But it doesn't matter, home or away.
Okay, clearly I'm striking out here.
That's baseball.
Get great auto rates from Farm Bureau Insurance. Call your agent today.
In Louisiana, our state parks are the perfect family destination. With nearly 180 miles of trails through park grounds and historic sites, you can endlessly explore nature, try some kayaking or world-class fishing, then find the perfect campsite or settle into a cozy cabin. Louisiana is calling, and she's using her outside voice. Plan your escape today at www.lastateparks.com.
A new app that will allow users of the Louisiana Department of Wildlife and Fisheries wildlife management areas to check in and out of WMAs online with their mobile device or computer is now available. While physical WMA self-clearing permit stations are still available, this convenient mobile option allows easy compliance with the mandatory process. The app, which is available on both Apple and Android devices, makes checking in and out of WMAs fast, simple, and convenient. To use, you must download the app to your mobile device or computer. The app is available through the Apple App Store or Google Play. Upon opening the app, you must first create an account, which includes a unique username and password. You must check in before or upon entering a WMA by selecting the check-in option of the app or web portal. You may check in up to 1 day in advance of visiting a WMA. If you do not check in via the app or portal, you must still check in utilizing the traditional paper permits located at self-clearing kiosks. To use the app, select the Check In Here button. Then select the WMA you are utilizing from the scrollable drop-down menu. After that, select the date and time of your current or future visit. Once selected, click the Submit Check-in button. You are now checked in to the WMA and will not have to do anything else until ready to check out. The WMA Check-in app provides convenient access to all current or pending WMA permits. If you're utilizing the web portal to check in, you can print the current check-in screen from the web portal or show the active permit screen on your phone to show you are checked in. Once you've completed your activities at the WMA, the checkout feature of the app is simple and easy. To check out, select the active permit and click the associated Checkout button for that permit. Upon selecting Checkout, you will be prompted to add an activity, which can be selected from a scrollable drop-down list. You will then be prompted to enter additional information about that activity if required. After completing info for an activity, you will have the ability either to enter an additional activity via the Add Activity button at the bottom, or to complete the checkout process by pressing the Finished button at the bottom of the screen and then selecting the Complete Checkout button. And that's it. You have successfully checked in and out of the WMA with this convenient app. The app also features a helpful history section, which allows you to access your personal history of permits and the details of each entry. The Settings button allows you to access your profile and change your email address, password, or login status. This section also provides access to the Operation Game Thief phone number. Though network access is required for downloading and creating a profile on the app, you do not need an active data signal when utilizing the check-in, check-out features, which can be helpful in remote areas where cellular service is unreliable. Thanks for your interest in the LDWF WMA Check-In, Check-Out app, and we hope you find this a useful tool as you take your journey into the sportsman's paradise.
Ask me about my Tempur-Pedic.
Ask me how fast I fall asleep.
Why not talk to someone who's sleeping on the most highly recommended bed in America?
Ask me about staying asleep.
Tempur-Pedic owners are more satisfied than owners of any traditional mattress brand.
Ask me how it feels after 10 years.
Tempur-Pedic, the most highly recommended bed in America.
Ask about Tempur-Pedic at Olin's, where you know you always get the guaranteed low price. Olin's is the only store in Baton Rouge and Lafayette with the full line of Tempur-Pedics.
There's no better way to cool down this summer than with a delicious thirst-quenching Polar Pop Cup from Circle K. The Polar Pop Cup is the coolest way to beat the heat. Fill your Polar Pop Cup up with the flavors you crave and crushed or cubed ice. Nothing stays cold longer, so you can stay refreshed all day long. Stop in Circle K today for an ice-cold Polar Pop Cup. Polar Pop Cup, only at Circle K. Take it easy.
Well, the reason why I would recommend him because he's trustworthy. I mean, attention and love and respect of who you are, what you are, and the purpose why you came, he honors that. Once you're with Murphy, you got a friend.
The perfect event calls for the perfect spread of authentic Cajun cuisine. And Catering Cajun has the planners, packages, and chefs to ensure your event is long remembered. For weddings, corporate lunches, or anything in between, give us a call.
Yeah, down in Louisiana, where we all come from, everybody's dancing and they having fun, doing that solid gold dance, dancing on down in New Orleans. From Louisiana to Texas, everybody do the solid gold down in the street. My feet don't fail me now, my feet don't fail me now. My feet don't fail me now, my feet don't fail me now. My feet don't fail me now, my feet don't fail me now.
Welcome to this episode of Down South Fishing Adventures TV. I'm your host, Barry Barris. I'm off Mr. Go today. It's a little chilly. It's cloudy. Water temp's about 56 degrees. Make your shad. 3/8 jig head on the bottom. I went through the ICW right there by the big locks by Bayou Avenue. The birds are diving hard. Caught about 3 trout. They were all 12-inch trout. So I went ahead and got in the marsh. I got a little deep hole right here, this ledge right here, and just all the time winter just popped off 2 nice trout, 15-inch trout. That's what I'm looking for, 15 or bigger. Y'all stay tuned. When the speckled trout start biting, you go for the green trout. That little sucker come out of nowhere. Nice little green trout. There we go. That's definitely a little keeper right there. We'll take him all day long. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's a nice one. That's the limit. 10 bass. There you go.
baby, stay on. A beautiful bay.
Okay, Brett, safety and car insurance.
Never scored a safety. That's defense. But go on, please.
Yeah, defensive. That's exactly how you should drive.
There is no such thing as a defensive drive. Offense makes the drive.
Oh, I mean when you're on the road.
But it doesn't matter, home or away.
Okay, clearly I'm striking out here.
That's baseball.
Get great auto rates from Farm Bureau Insurance. Call your agent today.
In Louisiana, our state parks are the perfect family destination. With nearly 180 miles of trails through park grounds and historic sites, you can endlessly explore nature, try some kayaking or world-class fishing, then find the perfect campsite or settle into a cozy cabin. Louisiana is calling, and she's using her outside voice. Plan your escape today at www.lastateparks.com.
Well, the reason why I would recommend him because he's trustworthy. I mean, attention and love and respect of who you are, what you are, and the purpose why you came, he honors that. Once you're with Murphy, you got a friend.
This is Don Dubuque asking you to join me as a member of the Coastal Conservation Association. For 30 years, CCA has worked in Louisiana to conserve our incredible fisheries, making sure that our fishing is great today and for generations to come. Whether looking out for redfish and specks, eliminating gill nets, building reefs across the coast, or work at the state capitol and in D.C., CCA is doing what's best for the fish and the sport we love so much. Your $30 membership will ensure that this work and our great fishing endures well into the future. Go to ccalouisiana.com and join CCA today.
The best part about being a member of a Touchstone Energy Cooperative is that it's your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. That's the power of your co-op membership.
Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Today on Dockside TV, we're going to bundle up wintertime fishing with the boys here, and we're going to catch bass, speckled trout, and redfish. Stay tuned for this episode of Dockside TV. Finding these redfish aren't real tight to the bank, right in the grass. They're right off the first or second drop. Sitting at about 8 foot of water. Like I said before, they're pretty cold when I put my hands on them. Telling me to make sure you jig it all the way to the back, all the way back to the boat. Let me take this one off real quick, and I'm going to kind of show you the jigging method, how we work it in these man-made deep canals. Another nice red on that tiger bait. Beautiful fish. I'll come back here. So what you want to do, how y'all doing, pups? Y'all, am I getting your way? No? Y'all are good? You're gonna throw it right up on tight to that grass. Like right now, I went a little too close. All right, I felt the lure come off the grass. I'm gonna let it go to the bottom, and I can feel that there's no grass on it. It's gonna sink down, and then the further it comes back to the boat, the longer I need it to go back to the bottom, because it takes longer to get to the bottom because of the depth is getting deeper and deeper as we get back closer to the boat. So again, let's do that again. Up tight to the grass. If you get in the grass, just kind of rip it out a little bit and then pause, let it fall down. You want it to fall right at the edge of that grass. And then you're just gonna work it down them different contours, 2 foot, 4 foot, 6 foot, 8 foot. And we're finding these reds right off that second and third drop. Always watch your line. There he is. There's the trout there. Good fish, good fish. And that little segment there, couldn't explain it better. Showed you reeling in a trout, showed how we're jigging it down those contours, and you watch your line. And all I saw right there is my line jump. I knew to hit that fish. I thought it was a red, but to my surprise, our favorite fish to catch, a beautiful 16-inch trout, maybe 17 inches. Get out here, copy this pattern, technique of fishing, and I promise you it will put fish in the boat during the winter months. When fishing these man-made canals, what you want to target on is right at the end of these grass lines. These are straight, deep canals. When you're looking on a map, wintertime, low water, cold water, water in the 50s to low 50s, you want to target these man-made canals. And the way to find them, they're going to be straight, very straight canals. Bayous and creeks are not naturally straight as an arrow. When you see a straight canal, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be man-made. And when it's man-made, that means it's going to be pretty deep. And that's what the fish like to focus on. They want to find deep water. Now, some of the best ones you're going to find are the ones that have a lot of creeks and duck ponds dumping back into the deeper water. So when you're looking on Google Earth or some kind of map system, standard mapping, that's what we use on our GPS, a standard mapping chip. We're looking for straight, deep canals that have a lot of creeks and tributaries jumping into them. And what you want to do is throw right up on the edge of that grass line in about 2 foot of water, and you're just going to dribble that lure off the shallow parts. And depending on how the canal's set up, you're going to hit a cliff, a canyon, to where it's going to go from 2 feet down to about 10 foot. And that's the sweet spot, is right off that major drop. You saw that fish come clean off the water? Oh, that had to be a red. It looked like it. Yeah. There he is. Just now, I could see this little, it looked like a little red to me. Oh, that's a nice trout here. Maybe it was a trout. Good fish. I could see up on the shallow flat that something charged some bait. As you could see, Noah and I talking about it. Threw right up in there. Didn't get bit immediately, but right when I came down off that drop off, boom, there he was charging that matrix shad, the tiger bait. Beautiful fish. This is really what we're looking for, is nice trout, which get in these man-made canals. But usually these bluebird sky days, low water, cold, they're redfish days, and that's what we're catching a majority of today. But this is a nice bonus. Nice trout. Nice trout. I catch one, see like a double up. Right as soon as I throw it in the water, it's going to be a red. I don't know if you saw that on camera. I don't even know if my lure hit the water yet. The fish was on it. It's like he was sitting there with his mouth open. Nice red. Only bad news is this red's gonna, although we want him, it's gonna mess up our trout bite here. Got a little run of speckled trout, as Noah shows you, this nice trout right there. But as I keep saying, the diversity of what you get to catch in the marsh when the water's low like this, can't beat it. Can't beat it, guys. Trout, reds, bass. We're catching it all right now. This is one of my favorite things to do. Yeah, you can edit. One of my favorite things to do is you very rarely see anybody way back here in the marsh, and the fishing's just great. Solid slot red here. Catching mostly throwback reds today, but every once in a while you bump into a good one like this. Good one for the grill. They like to fatten up for the winter. I mean, look at that redfish, y'all. That is ridiculous. That's about as girthy of a red as you're gonna get. I'm even gonna give you, let me measure this fish for you, and I'll weigh him on the boga grip. Again, on that tiger bait. Here's my measuring stick. This red is 22 3/4 inches long. Watch how fat this fish is gonna be. 22 3/4. Almost 6 pounds at 22 3/4 inches long. Incredible. I mean, a 6-pound red typically is gonna be about 24, 25 inches long. What you got there? Looks like Noah's got a bass this time. So we just went trout, red, bass. We hadn't moved 5 feet. I think you got a bass, huh? Let me help you out there, Cap. Noah's using the Green Hornet Matrix on a 3/8 black platinum. Does it get any better than this though, guys? The variety, the action, Louisiana at its finest. When fishing the dead of the wintertime and you have these low water conditions, I like to really get up in the marsh, because there's so many different species you're gonna catch, and a lot of times around this fishery we're in, what you catch a lot of when the water's going like this is these small rat reds. Now that's obviously not a keeper, but it keeps the action high and, you know, action packed, and you're gonna catch a limit of keeper reds with them. So it's really enjoyable to target the marshy areas. We're going to target deeper canals, and what we're looking for is keeper reds and keeper bass, but in between catching our keeper sized fish, you're going to catch throwback reds and you're tired of looking at them, but it's a lot of fun. See if we can get another one. Nice trout. Got a little double trouble action going on here. That's what you're gonna find a lot of times in the wintertime. They're gonna be ganged up. If you catch a fish in the winter, do not keep on going. You wanna really milk that area as the fish are ganged up. Noah's got a nice trout. I got another throwback red, but we'll take it because the bites are fast and furious this time of year. Now let me get back in there. What you're gonna find in the wintertime, when you go to take the fish off the hook, he's gonna be very cold. And when you feel them very cold, that ought to tell you a couple of things. One, fish the deeper water. And two, when you find a little bite, stay on it, because the fish are packed up in schools. I don't know what the cold does to them, but it makes them school up very tight, especially redfish. We're gonna just work this area over and try to milk it. Put some nice fish in the box. Now the bass, a lot of people let these go, and we let the bigger ones go, but this is one of the best eating fish there is out here, these small knothead bass. One of our favorites. We're using a tiger bait matrix shad. If you watch a lot of our wintertime, fall time marsh episodes, and we're deep in the marsh, this is probably my #1 go-to bait in the marsh. It's a purple top with the chartreuse belly, and it simply catches everything, bass, reds, and trout. Another cold water bass. That's the other beautiful thing about fishing the marsh in the wintertime, or any time, but we really like to target it in the winter, as you get to catch bass, trout, redfish. But one of my favorite things to do is when you find these bass ganged up, they'll charge it just like finding a big school of speckled trout. We get days of catching 30, 40, 50 bass, and when we do, it's usually this time of year when the water's really low like today and very cold. So, a lot of fun, catch a lot of species of fish. I hope you really enjoyed this episode of Dockside TV. Make sure on your colder days, low water days, you want to target these man-made canals and catch what we call the Cajun Slam. Until next time, good fishing. Make sure to stay up to date with all of our Dockside TV episodes. Simply hit the subscribe button right here on your YouTube channel. Stay up to date with all of the action going on around the surrounding areas as we catch multiple species of fish, from trout to bass to redfish, flounder, and even crappie. Make sure to hit the post notification button also, which will allow you to know when our next and freshest Dockside TV episodes are uploaded.
There's no better way to cool down this summer than with a delicious thirst-quenching Polar Pop Cup from Circle K. The Polar Pop Cup is the coolest way to beat the heat. Fill your Polar Pop Cup up with the flavors you crave and crushed or cubed ice. Nothing stays cold longer, so you can stay refreshed all day long. Stop in Circle K today for an ice-cold Polar Pop Cup. Polar Pop Cup, only at Circle K. Take it easy.
The perfect event calls for the perfect spread of authentic Cajun cuisine. And Catering Cajun has the planners, packages, and chefs to ensure your event is long remembered. For weddings, corporate lunches, or anything in between, give us a call.
Fish like a fanatic with the latest generation of Revo. Built on corrosion resistance and comfort. World-class adventure awaits with Revo. Abu Garcia for life.
Hi, I'm John Jackson, and you know we always say we gather our groceries out the bayou. Whether it's freshwater, saltwater, catfish, redfish, you have tons of choices when it comes to fish in Louisiana. But when I fry fish, there's only one choice, and that's Louisiana fish fry. My new favorite, the Cajun fish fry, has the perfect amount of cornmeal, corn flour, and the perfect mix of spices that really bring the heat. Hey, if you're craving Cajun, go look for the bright red bag at your local grocers. Bring home the taste of Louisiana with Louisiana Fish Fry.
Today is the 2019 Louisiana Duck Stamp Contest. Every year we hold a contest in October to pick the winning design for next year's duck stamp. This year the focal species was northern shoveler. It's better to specify a species so that the artist can focus their effort on that particular bird. And this year that species was northern shoveler. The contest is judged in 2 stages. We had 14 entries. Those 14 entries were scored from 1 to 10 by a panel of judges that I select that include 2 waterfowl biologists, 2 art professionals, and the current state chairman for Ducks Unlimited, which handles more art than probably any group in the state. After the first round, the top 3 finishers go into the second round, where the judges choose 1, 2, or 3. And in this year's contest, all of them chose the same number 1. Guy Crittenden from Richmond, Virginia is a past contest winner. His painting was a very nice balance of bird and habitat. Mr. Crittenden's painting, as always, bright colors, great contrast, sufficient habitat, lots going on. It was just a strikingly beautiful painting.
Introducing Powerade Ion 4, complete with 4 electrolytes lost in sweat. Powerade Ion 4, the complete sports drink.
Ask me about my Tempur-Pedic.
Ask me how fast I fall asleep. Why not talk to someone who's sleeping on the most highly recommended bed in America?
Ask me about staying asleep.
Tempur-Pedic owners are more satisfied than owners of any traditional mattress brand.
Ask me how it feels after 10 years.
Tempur-Pedic, the most highly recommended bed in America.
Ask about Tempur-Pedic at Olin's, where you know you always get the guaranteed low price. Olin's is the only store in Baton Rouge and Lafayette with the full line of Tempur-Pedics.
Well, the reason why I would recommend him because he's trustworthy. I mean, attention and love and respect of who you are, what you are, and the purpose why you came, he honors that. Once you're with Murphy, you got a friend.
The perfect event calls for the perfect spread of authentic Cajun cuisine. And Catering Cajun has the planners, packages, and chefs to ensure your event is long remembered. For weddings, corporate lunches, or anything in between, give us a call.
When my wife and I started Relief Windows, what our goal was to give a quality job to a homeowner. Everybody's scared of contractors. We wanted to change the mold of what that is. The reason why you should pick Relief Windows to do your renovation of your home, windows, doors, hardy plank, or siding, is because of the experience, quality service of our company. We're going to show up on time. We're going to do the job right. The job's not done until you're happy and we're happy. We believe you deserve a quality job.
So what are you going to do with the speckled trout? That's right. There's just no doubt about it that this is a place where food is created differently from anywhere else in the world because it just couldn't happen anywhere else. We're a culture made up of so many different people, love of ingredients, love of cooking styles, and they all right here. At the end of the day, that's all Baton Rouge.
Welcome to the Berkeley Abu Garcia Fishing Report. This is our first report for 2019. A lot of these are coming for right around Christmas time. So, and I tell you, the fish have been biting, but they've also been rough. Some people are still having trouble catching any kind of speckled trout in the Delacroix area. But when I tell you the redfish are gone crazy, you can call up Jack, you can call up all the marinas over there, and they can tell you almost anywhere you can go, you can catch fish in Delacroix right now. Hopedale has been real hot. Weather's been terrible. It's been raining, foggy. A lot of people getting trapped in that fog, especially down in Venice, you know, and when I tell you to be careful with that fog, even with a GPS, you better watch where you're running because you won't even be able to see. We got a little fog right now. You better see right across the lake right here in Bellingraph Lake. So I just want to remind you, right now, this time of year, the fog is the biggest problem. Now, going to talk about cold weather. We ain't had any cold fronts. No real bad cold fronts. It's been hot. It's been made a lot of difference. But when you do have cold fronts, especially in the large area, you got to fish in the certain areas that you're going to be fishing. You're going to be fishing deep. They're using matrix shad, they're using gup, they're using on a 3/8 ounce jig, they're going to the bottom and they finesse fishing, and that's how they're catching those trout. Lloyd Landry took a little vacation and he went up to Missouri with his dad and them, they went hunting. They get back to fishing this past week and already they're back on the fish. So you need to call one of those captains, anywhere you call those captains. I got a report from Grand Isle or Leeville area, the guy said they couldn't even catch redfish. That's the first time I heard that. So, but if you're going on what's going on right now, You call Moran's Marina, call Bridgeside Marina, talk to Butch, talk to them guys. There must be 15 or 20 guys right there at Bridgeside, and they'll tell you where exactly they're catching fish, or you can hire with them and almost be a guaranteed catch, especially on redfish. Trout are still hard. Now, we're going to come back and show you a little video later from Tommy Vidring. Tommy's catching fish still on the rocks when the wind lays down. Even when the wind starts blowing, he's going behind. He's got places he's catching them on plastic, and he's catching them on live shrimp. So we're going to bring you something from Tommy Vidring. Now, I got a good report from Catfish Lake. Greg Messina, I saw him in the store the other day. He showed me a picture. He's catching them in Catfish Lake. A lot of people say they ain't doing nothing. They're catching trout, just catching redfish. Greg Messina said that ain't true. Island Marina. Oh boy, Miss Angie is telling me right now, one day they're eating them up. They're all catching fish. They're catching smorgasbords of fish. They're catching sheepheads. They're catching catfish. I'm talking about river cats right now. All around the subdivisions, off of Lake Pontchartrain, they're catching river cats. They're using shrimp. They're also using fishing chicken livers, and they're catching some monster catfish. My Lambert boys have been doing the same thing. Some people have been catching fish on the trussels. They're Carolina rigging, or they've been going back doing drop shot already. That's all contingent on the weather. We haven't had any good weather. I was gonna make a trip this past week, and I got rained out and stormed out every time I was getting ready to go. So Lake Catherine in them has really been let down. As far as anywhere else, I was saying freshwater sac-a-lay. Sac-a-lay are coming from up north around these lakes. Horseshoe Lake, I heard things coming from Lake Bruin. They're catching Lake Bruin. They ain't catching a whole lot of them, and they're not catching them on the yo-yos, but they're catching them on plastic jigs, and they're fishing around the piers and around treetops, and they're catching some big sac-a-lay. All in the Lake Bruin and all the lakes up there in the Concordia Parish and Tensas Parish. So that's my freshwater report. Bass, don't know where they're at. All this water's going to start falling one of these days, and we're going to have to wait and see. So stay tuned. We'll come right back with an extensive hunting report. We have some deer being killed.
Hi, I'm John Jackson, and you know we always say we gather our groceries out the bayou. Whether it's freshwater, saltwater, catfish, redfish, you have tons of choices when it comes to fish in Louisiana. But when I fry fish, there's only one choice, and that's Louisiana fish fry. My new favorite, the Cajun fish fry, has the perfect amount of cornmeal, corn flour, and the perfect mix of spices that really bring the heat. Hey, if you're craving Cajun, go look for the bright red bag at your local grocers. Bring home the taste of Louisiana with Louisiana Fish Fry.
For generations, anglers from across the globe have put their trust in Abu Garcia, because out here on the water, we know our science is your religion. Fish like a fanatic with the latest generation of Revo, featuring up to 24 pounds of max drag. Designed for leverage and power, built on corrosion resistance and comfort. World-class adventure awaits with Revo. Abu Garcia, for life.
The perfect event calls for the perfect spread of authentic Cajun cuisine. And Catering Cajun has the planners, packages, and chefs to ensure your event is long remembered. For weddings, corporate lunches, or anything in between, give us a call.
Fish like a fanatic with the latest generation of Revo. Built on corrosion resistance and comfort. World-class adventure awaits with Revo. Abu Garcia, for life.
Things that you want to make sure of when you start, before you fillet a fish, is the knife itself. If you've noticed a fillet knife, it's not a big, heavy, thick piece of steel. It's flimsy, and that flimsiness is directly related to your ability to fillet a fish. Not only that, but the fillet knife needs to be extremely sharp. A dull knife is one of the most dangerous things to use to not only clean fish, but to clean animals as well. Now, one other thing that's very imperative when it comes to cleaning a fish is to make sure that your surface is flat and smooth. The reason that it needs to be flat and smooth is because at a later time, whenever we go to actually fillet the meat off the bone, we are going to use this flimsy knife to contour to the shape of the table. If the surface you're cleaning on is bumpy and rigid and uneven, you are going to mess up your fillet. It needs to be flat and smooth in order to effectively glide through the meat. What we're going to do is we're going to insert an incision basically right behind the pectoral fin of the fish, and we're going to cut straight down until we feel bone. On a very sharp knife, it requires very little effort to do so. You're going to maintain an angle such as approximately 15 to 20 degrees, and you're going to maintain this angle all the way through till you get to the end of the fish. So what I'm going to do is a gently slow rocking motion, and I am actually cutting through. I can feel the knife blade cutting through rib bone, and that's okay. But if you notice the angle of the knife, it continues to go through all the way until the tail is reached. This is the point in time when I was telling you that it's important to have a smooth surface, because now what we've done is effectively scraped with that knife at this angle. We've effectively come in, and at this angle we've basically separated the flesh of the fish from the vertebrae. Now we're going to use the same angle that we used prior. We're going to insert, and the angle is very important. And what we will do is, using a gentle sawing motion, we will get to about this point, to which time I will press and hold the skin against the table. And using this angle, I will gently come back and forth, and letting the sharpness of the knife separate the flesh from the skin. As you can see, the rib cage is still intact. And these rib bones, a lot of people want to cut straight down. That's the wrong thing to do, because the rib bones actually come back and extend into this part of the flesh. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in and we're going to make a nice gentle incision right here, and then we're going to use the tip of the knife and invert and come back and fillet the opposite way. And as you can see, these fine bones that extended up into there are no longer there, and you're left with a perfect boneless fillet. Change, flip them around. Basically the same process goes. You're going to make a cut straight down, come in, hardest part is getting started. We will come back using the same angle. Again, contouring the blade to the table. Again, the rib cage to be cut out. Separation of the rib bones one way. Invert the knife, fillet the opposite way using the same angles as before, and you're left with a perfectly boneless fillet.
Okay, Brett, safety and car insurance.
Never scored a safety. That's defense. But go on, please.
Yeah, defensive. That's exactly how you should drive.
There is no such thing as a defensive drive. Offense makes the drive.
Oh, I mean when you're on the road.
But it doesn't matter, home or away.
Okay, clearly I'm striking out here.
That's baseball.
Get great auto rates from Farm Bureau Insurance. Call your agent today.
In Louisiana, our state parks are the perfect family destination. With nearly 180 miles of trails through park grounds and historic sites, you can endlessly explore nature, try some kayaking or world-class fishing, then find the perfect campsite or settle into a cozy cabin. Louisiana is calling, and she's using her outside voice. Plan your escape today at www.lastateparks.com.
It's time to take fishing to a bold, new place. Berkley Power Bait Max Set. These baits feature a revolutionary new material that releases a supercharged scent field. They attract more fish and trigger more strikes than even original power bait. And all remain soft and flexible out of the package, so they're ready to fish. 10 forage-inspired natural matte colors come alive in the water. Berkley Power Bait Max Set. Fish bite and won't let go.
When my wife and I started Relief Windows, what our goal was to give a quality job to a homeowner. Everybody's scared of contractors. We wanted to change the mold of what that is. The reason why you should pick Relief Windows to do your renovation of your home, windows, doors, hardy plank, or siding, is because of the experience, quality service of our company. We're going to show up on time. We're going to do the job right. The job's not done until you're happy and we're happy. We believe you deserve a quality job.
Benny's Unlimited Wash Club memberships start at $14.99 a month. Wash, rinse, and repeat every day. Join Benny's Unlimited Wash Club at one of Benny's 7 locations.
Hey, I'm coming back to the fishing report. I left somebody. Dan Wallace sent me a picture the other day from Venice. You know, the river's up, the things are bad. I ain't getting any report, but they're going outside of Venice. They're going in first rigs. They find a place. The other day they had 60 trout and 15 reds. They had a limit of reds. So, Dan, thank you for that report. That was coming from Venice. I ain't been getting a lot of reports from there, and that's why I was wondering. I ain't talked to Ryan Lambert yet, or any of those people over there want to know how the fishing doing. So, it's been the holidays. Everybody's either been vacationing and going hunting out of state. So, coming up next week, we're gonna have a real report. We're gonna have a couple guest captains on the show. So, let me start back with the duck report right now. In Whiteville, my grandson's future in-laws, they're still killing a few, but not like they've been killing. They've been killing a few teal. They've been seeing big flights of teal early in the morning, and then they're going away, and they've been making up limits with spoonbills and every now and mallet every now and then, or ringneck. Same thing in Fort Barry. They're killing limits, but most of them are teal, and they're killing some ringnecks. They're killing a few gray ducks. So Duke Landry and them, and Jody Kent and Paul Burns and all them been making trips all around Christmas and doing pretty good. The bad news right now is coming from Arkansas. It's unbelievable, the trips in Arkansas where I used to hunt, where it was almost like Argentina. If I can find some of that video from a few years ago, I'm going to try to run it and show you how it's been and how it is now. And guys said where they used to kill, each blind killed 30 or 40 mallets, you know, with 5 or 6 people. Right now they're killing 24 in all the blinds. It's just too much water. Ain't been enough cold weather. That's what they're telling me right now. So, but they're hoping this cold front and some of this snow, something's gonna push them down. But they still think they're staying up north. There's food on the ground, there's things on there, and they eat. So again, Oak Grove, some of the big clubs have been going around, all around Gaydon and all those places. Good and bad days. Big thing, same thing at Pecan Island. My good friend, Mr. Mouton, Martin is in town from South Carolina. He's been hunting almost every day and trying to catch a few fish. Martin been having a good day one day and fair day the next day, but he's killing some ducks, so he's been eating good during the holidays. So Martin, thank you for those pictures, and thank you, Dad, too, for keeping in touch. Far as all I see, I don't see it right now anymore. I get any reports, and most of them has been bad. But this is a good report. Deer season, the rut must be on because I'm seeing some monster deer kill. People sending me pictures. Luke Evans, young Catacai boy, not only he killed his ducks when he was up in Arkansas before he got bad, he was in Natchez. He killed a big buck. He said he probably scored about a 120 and he weighed about 190. He never gave me the points and I couldn't count them in the picture. Jody Dunbar has been hunting up there in Mississippi, and he just been standing there. He ain't even been duck cutting. You know he ain't been fishing. But they sent me a picture right here with Donnie Penton's grandson, 8-year-old bison Faya, spelled F-A-I-A. So I said that's Faya, because like Saya or Saya. So he killed it 200 yards over, cut over. He was chasing some does. This 12-point, 22-inch main beam and a 21-inch inside spread. Look at this one. Then another young man I raised, Vince Polita, right here in the Greenwood Springs area, okay, in the woods. Look at this monster. You know, he scored 11 points. If you look at him, he had one at a time, but a perfect 10-point, but with one, a little one you can hang a ring on. That's it, Vince. Give me for that fish. Paul Petlis, he's a Louisiana hunter. He was in Bogalee, Alabama. He's been killing a few. He's killing up there, and in the northern parishes, he's been killing a few. He sent it last week, but he's sending this one, 170 pounds, 6 points. Randy Daigle, Rocky and Reed Daigle, 3 generations. They've been hunting. His grandson killed his first deer and his second deer. First one in Liberty, Mississippi. His second one, December 26th in La Rose, Louisiana. Congratulations. When I see all these 3 and 4 generations, it just does my heart good. I can remember killing my first squirrel, my first rabbit and everything with my dad and brothers and everybody there. When you get them generations like that, that's how you keep this heritage going. Let's keep it going. So congratulations to you, y'all both. All of y'all blessed to have each other. Captain Lloyd took his daddy up to Missouri to kill a deer and get some meat. They came back successful, and now he's ready to start fishing again. And I hope he's ready to duck hunt. Just ain't found any ducks, but he's been promising me about 3 or 4 years to do a blast and cast. I ain't had one yet. I've only had 1 duck hunt this year. That's hard to believe. But a lot of that's my fault. Ricky Baby, my sheriff deputy over there in St. John Parish, here's his godchild. Boy, what a beautiful picture he sent me. Kurt Jacobs III in Hazelhurst, Mississippi. Congratulations, Kurt. And then this bobcat, you can kill a few of them. You know, they might be eating your rabbits, they're eating your ducks, they're eating a lot of things right now, but you can kill them and coyotes whenever you get a chance. You know, don't overdo it. They still got their place right here in the environment, but don't overdo it. But Stephen St. Cyr sent us that picture. And as you can see, there's been many, many big deer going over or coming out right now. So you never know, one might just walk through here in a minute over here in Greenwood Springs. We're seeing them up and down the road. Stay tuned. Come back and see us next week in Paradise, Louisiana. I promise to have you a special guest.
Paradise, Louisiana is brought to you by Circle K. Taking it easy, Louisiana State Parks. Follow your outside voice to our parks and historic sites. Farm Bureau Insurance. Demco, your touchstone energy cooperative. Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company. Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change. Louisiana Fish Fry Products. Veterans Help Foundation. Relief Windows. Experience. Quality. Service. Catering Cajun. Creative catering from casual to corporate. Visit Baton Rouge, an authentic Louisiana experience. Murphy Law Firm. Don't be a victim twice. And by CCA Louisiana and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament.